All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another quick post-fight analysis video. All right, y'all got a chance to check out this fight between Aspen Ladd and Julia Budd. As y'all know, Aspen Ladd was making her PFL debut at 145 against the veteran Julia Budd. And I was picking Julia Budd in this fight, but like I said, it was going to be a pretty close fight. You know, it was kind of going to go in this type of fashion where you see it kind of go tit for tat. And if Aspen Ladd was going to be able to get this fight to the ground, it would favor her because I think, she's a better ground fighter and, she's pretty good with her ground and pound. And I said, Julia Budd, if she keeps it at a range, she should be able to use her kickboxing and, land more volume on Aspen Ladd. But Aspen Ladd, she was able to put a lot of pressure on Julia Budd and keep this fight close. Somebody like Julia Budd who's been around for a while, I expected a little bit more from her, just, as far as making adjustments and just using her jab to keep a fighter like Aspen Ladd back who just kind of plods forward at times and doesn't really move her head. I think she's always open for that right hand. And if Julia Budd had really been able to feel her opponent out in the first round and not get stuck into a ground fight, she should have been able to, kind of stick that jab out to the body and head and set up some good right hands. I mean, fight was pretty tight, like I said, and it was tit for tat. The first round I did give to Aspen Ladd because whenever she closed distance on Julia Budd and got the fight to the ground, she pretty much controlled her. She was able to get the back of Julia Budd. Julia did a good job of getting top position at one point, but there was a good point where Aspen Ladd kind of used her feet to kind of kick her off and reverse position and get back on top of Julia Budd and kind of control her. So I had to give Aspen Ladd the first round just off her grappling, which, like I said, if Julia Budd would have been sticking that jab out and then push kicks, she probably would have been stuck in that position. The second round, I gave the Budd. I thought it was close. I can see where she lost it because there's those points where the judge is going to be looking to give it to that new signee sometimes. And as I was giving the round to Budd, with the stand-up, even in the clinch fighting, as she was getting pressed to the cage by Aspen Ladd, I thought she landed a lot of good strikes to the body and head on the inside. And then there was a point where Aspen Ladd kind of, I can't even credit it as a full takedown, but when she got Julia Budd down to a knee, I was like, uh-oh, they're going to give Aspen Ladd the round. Then Aspen Ladd started to close in more and close those numbers up by landing more shots because Budd wasn't really defending and getting her back off the cage. I said, okay, I give this round to Budd because she landed more significant punches, but with the pressure that Aspen Ladd is putting on, this is what the judges want to be able to edge out. So I said, probably lost that round, even though I gave it to her. The third round, I thought was Budd's. I thought Budd closed it out nicely. I, again, landed more than Aspen Ladd as Aspen Ladd was putting pressure on. A lot of tit-for-tat moments, but Budd, her shots were landing much more clean, in my opinion. But it's still Aspen Ladd, staying in it, still hitting her back to the end of the round. But, yeah, it was a close fight, like I said. Aspen Ladd, I do like the fact that she was looking sharper in this one a little bit. She was looking a little bit sharper. Definitely had to shake off some of that, dirt from the UFC as far as her last fights. Had to get that focus back. And she looked more focused in her last few fights. She's starting to look almost like she used to. Like whenever she used to fight past, when she was fighting Tanya Evinger, Sarge Eubank, she was looking like a more of a killer in there. She seems to kind of be getting back into that momentum now. I mean, she was looking stronger, wasn't really winded, but at the same time, I didn't see her go in there and take full control of this fight. Neither fighter really took control. Neither fighter really took control. It was kind of like a seesaw battle here. When one fighter would sleep, the other would come back, and vice versa. I think Julia Budd, to me, like I said, had the skills to outclass, kind of like Rocky Pennington did. But, she just kind of let it slide at moments. So, yeah, we'll see what's up for Aspen Ladd here. I don't really know any other featherweights that's signing again, so I can't really say what's next for her. Julia Budd, I don't know what's next for her as well. I mean, she seems better here at 145 as far as the weight. Definitely don't want to see her go back to 155. So we'll see who they line up for both of these fighters from here. If Julia Budd's ready to hang it up, I don't know. What do y'all think of Aspen Ladd's performance? I think it was okay as far as her just getting back into the mix, especially coming off of the last few fights. Those were just really disappointing altogether. But I can't say this one was disappointing on that level of those fights, because she was trying in this fight, and that's what counts. She keeps trying. She can go back to and watch these tapes and say, okay, this is what I got to do from here, right? So, yeah, let me know who y'all thought won the fight. I put up a community post. I see most people felt Aspen Ladd won, so I guess most of y'all think Aspen Ladd won the fight. All right, Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.